Hello and welcome to 2024's March Mammal Madness. Today we are going to be reviewing the fan bracket and making the announcers bracket at the end of all of that. Just as a reminder, the fans bracket cannot be changed, it cannot be edited, but the announcer will have all the edits for you at the ending of this video. So the thing about round one is they're going to start on even playing field. So they're going to have the same amount of points to start off, and the real fun comes in next round. So make sure you stick to the end to see all the changes that's going to be happening with the bracket. And yeah, today we have lined up with the epic animals and the connoisseur critters round one. We're going to shorten those to EA and CC just to save time, but all the answers are worth 1 point if you get them right, plus the wild card. So there's going to be 33 points up to grab. So let's go see how good we were. Before we get into that, make sure you stop by Twitch if you want to see the full bracket making for the fan side of the bracket. But without further ado, let's look at what happened. Starting off with Epic Animals round one, we had the sperm whale versus the shizomid, and it was honestly just a stomp out for the prediction. And spoiler warning, this is the fan voted prediction to go on and win it all. The sperm whale is just too big to be slowed down, and let's see if we were correct. Then we had the albatross versus the raven. I chose the albatross because of its bigger size and the fact that ravens are oftenly hunted by bigger birds. I can't be too mad at this one. The 8 and the 9s are always like a toss-up. Also, the raven was number 8, not the albatross. At the stag versus the starling, and I just chose the stag because I can't see it losing to a small bird like a starling, and it has antlers. And then we had a wolf go against a mouse, and it's like, come on. But this discussion right here had to be one of the biggest debates of the night, the mongoose versus the boar. Now, we had a lot of points. When I say we, I mean me and chat. We had a lot of points firing back and forth, but we could agree upon that mongoose are pretty, or mongoose, I don't know, but they are pretty, like, dangerous animals. And I think that if it can get one good bite on a boar and just, like, hang on to it and make him, like, bleed out a little bit, I think he could take a boar in a fight. I was also standing on business a little bit because before I even started looking at any of the animals that were in, I said if I saw a mongoose, a badger, or a wolverine, I said that it had a good chance of going pretty far. So I had to root for the mongoose just off of principles that I said so earlier. Then we had a tiger facing off against a catfish, which was just like another one with the wolf and the mouse. It's like, come on, I'm pretty sure like tigers would just eat a catfish like normal. Now, this one's a little bit interesting because this is the closest we've seen to a human, or at least I've seen since my 3-year break off of this bracket. But we had Lucy, one of the early like discoverings of a human, or like the closest thing we had towards a human back then. And she went against a small little shark thing, and then I went with Lucy because, you know, she's 3 feet tall, not that big, but I think she could face off a tiny little shark. So don't let that fool you. I still got beef with Lucy. I still think she's a fraud. And then to finish off epic animals, we had the giant squid faces off a Tazaran chameleon, which was like another sperm whale situation where it's going to be too big to take down right now. To start off the CC side of the bracket, we had the cob going against the bear's head. I looked up bear's head and I didn't see anything besides like, you know, like bear heads. So I like the chance of a cob beating a severed bear head. So I took the cob. Next we had the chestnut bee eater going against the bee.
Barbecue chicken alert! Barbecue chicken alert!
Next up we had the Tufts brown squirrel versus the Wichita Mountains pill snail. And I'm gonna be real, I didn't look this one up, so let's see who won together. And then we had a koala facing off against a cobra lily, and upon further research, it's a koala versus a plant. What is a plant doing in this bracket? I mean, I can't believe it.
Real talk, you gotta be ashamed of yourself. Old as you is.
And we had the forked mark lemur going against a bat fly. And what if I told you a bat fly neither looked like a bat or a fly? Technically it's a fly, but it looks like a spider, and it has no wings. Why is it called a fly? But I chose the lemur. Then we had the porcupine versus the velvet worm, and the velvet worm is a worm, so I felt pretty confident choosing the porcupine. Then we had the 7th seed pitcher Plant going against the Northern Shrew. And I chose the Shrew because it's an actual animal and it can walk around and defend itself. Okay, real talk though. How am I supposed to know the fighting ability of a plant? Then we had the Great Sakua versus the parasitic gas ant. And I was pretty confident that a bird could beat an ant, so I chose the bird. And finally, for the wild card, as a little bonus, I chose the spider over the grasshopper. Okay, the bracket has been reset for the announcers, so let's move on over to see the predictions for round 2. Okay, and welcome to the prediction board. I'm not going to go too in depth, go too crazy here. I'm just going to tell you what I think, give a little quick notes, and then we're going to get on out of here. We got the sperm whale going against the raven now, and I still like my odds with the sperm whale. Now we have the stag going against the wolf, and I would be honestly surprised if the wolf doesn't take this one. Now we have the boar going against the tiger, and either way, whoever made it out, I saw the tiger winning. And for the giant squid, I think she's going to take down Lucy once and for all, that fraud. For the other side of the first round bracket, I got the cob taking down the bee eater. I actually have the cobra lily taking down the squirrel this time. I'm going to put some respect on their names since they're so good. Quick little editor's note here. I also take the cobra lily over the squirrel because my mentality was that a lemur is just a stronger squirrel. And since the lemur lost to it, I don't think the squirrel is going to get over that hump too. Good. I have the batfly losing to the porcupine. I think he's going to stab that little demon to death. And I have the great Suka beating the pitcher plant. So that's it for episode 1. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you like what you saw. And comment below who do you think is going to take it all. And I'll see you in episode 2.